My beloved child, I am speaking to you now because a moment has arrived that you did not schedule, but I ordained. There are stirrings in your spirit you could not explain, restlessness that sleep could not calm, questions that success could not answer. That was me. I was tapping on the quiet places of your heart, whispering that where you are is not where you will remain. I have been watching you pack memories, not knowing why you feel the urge to let go of things that once felt permanent. You thought it was confusion. It was preparation. I did not ask you to pack your bags because you are running from something. I called you because you are being summoned toward something. There is a forward movement happening in the unseen, and your life is being aligned with it. Doors you did not knock on are loosening their hinges. Conversations you were never meant to stay in are losing their meaning. You feel it when you sit alone. Something is ending, but something far greater is forming. Listen carefully to me now. This calling is not about geography. It is not about changing addresses, jobs, or routines first. It is about direction. Heaven is calling you forward because you have lingered long enough in places that taught you lessons but were never meant to define you. You survived there. You learned there. But you are not assigned to stay there. I am not a God who keeps his children in survival mode when inheritance is ready. I know you are afraid of what you might lose if you move forward. I know you are calculating the cost. But you have not calculated the cost of staying. Staying has already been draining your joy. Staying has been shrinking your prayers. Staying has been teaching you to expect less than what I promised. I am calling you forward because I refuse to let familiarity rob you of destiny. You wonder why things have felt heavier lately, why even good things feel harder to carry. It is because I am teaching you discernment. Everything cannot go with you. Some mindsets, some attachments, some expectations must be laid down, not because they are evil, but because they are outdated. You are trying to pack yesterday's tools for tomorrow's assignment, and they will only slow you down. Do not mistake the silence around you for abandonment. I have been quiet because I am watching what you choose when no one is applauding you. I am watching whether you trust me enough to move before every detail is explained. Faith has never been about having the full map. It has always been about trusting the guide. There is a reason this message found you now. Not yesterday. Not later. Now. I am interrupting your normal scroll, your normal routine, because something big is about to be revealed in your life, and I need your attention awake, not distracted. What I am about to do will not make sense to everyone around you, and that is why I am speaking to you privately, heart to heart. You have prayed for change, but you asked me to change things around you. I am answering by changing what is ahead of you. This is not punishment. This is promotion. This is not loss. This is transition. Pack your bags, not in fear but in faith. I am not sending you away from safety. I am leading you deeper into purpose. And before you think this is just encouragement, hear me clearly. This calling forward will require obedience before comfort, trust before clarity, and movement before proof. But if you listen, if you do not scroll past this moment in your spirit, you will realize that I have already gone ahead of you, preparing what your eyes have not yet seen. You felt it the moment you tried to move forward, and something resisted you. That resistance was not a sign to stop. It was confirmation that you are stepping into territory that matters. I never promised you that obedience would feel easy, but I did promise you that it would be worth it. Right now, I am asking you to walk while your hands are still trembling, because courage is not the absence of fear, it is movement in spite of it. I see the questions rising in you. You are wondering what exactly you are walking into. You are wondering why I am not giving you names, timelines, or details. Hear me gently now. If I revealed everything at once, you would try to control it. You would measure it against your past disappointments. You would shrink it to fit your comfort. I am protecting the fullness of what is ahead by revealing it in layers, just like the sunrise reveals the day. What I am leading you into cannot be carried by who you used to be. That is why I have been reshaping you quietly. I have been strengthening your discernment, sharpening your voice, steadying your spirit. You thought delays were denials. They were training grounds. You thought closed doors meant rejection. They were redirections. Every unanswered prayer was not ignored. It was being uprated. There are things you are about to understand that once confused you. Moments from your past will suddenly make sense, not because they were good, but because they were necessary. I do not waste pain. I repurpose it. I turn wounds into wisdom and ashes into authority. You are stepping into a season where your testimony will speak before you do, and your presence will shift rooms you once felt small in. Do not rush ahead of me, and do not lag behind because of doubt. Walk with me. I am setting a pace that protects you from burnout and pride at the same time. There will be days ahead when you feel unseen again, but this time it will not mean forgotten. It will mean hidden, hidden while roots go deeper, hidden while strength builds where no one claps. I need you to hear this clearly. Not everyone who started with you can go where you are going. This is not betrayal. This is alignment. Some people were assigned to your introduction, not your destination. Bless them. Release them. Do not carry guilt for obeying me. When I separate, it is always to multiply, even if it feels like loss at first. Right now, heaven is rearranging things you cannot see yet. I am speaking to people about you when you are not in the room. I am softening hearts you thought were closed. I am opening paths that will only appear once you step forward in faith. If you wait to feel ready, you will miss the moment. Readiness is built on the road, not before it. There is urgency in my voice now, not because time is running out, but because opportunity is opening. What you do with this calling matters. How you respond in this quiet moment matters. Do not minimize this encounter. Do not treat it like another message that inspired you briefly and then faded. Something rare is unfolding, and you are standing at the edge of it. Stay attentive. Stay open. Stay willing. Because what I am about to reveal next will change how you see yourself, how you see me, and how you understand the reason you were chosen to move forward at all. I am drawing your attention now to something you have overlooked about yourself. You have been measuring your readiness by what you lack, while I have been measuring it by what you have endured. You call it weakness. I call it qualification. The very places where you felt stretched thin are the places where my strength has been quietly woven into you. You are not stepping forward empty-handed. You are stepping forward seasoned. There is a shift happening in how you will hear me. Before, you asked me to speak louder. Now I am teaching you to listen deeper. The next steps will not come as thunder. They will come as conviction. A calm knowing. A steady pull. You will recognize my voice not because it shouts, but because it brings peace even when it challenges you. That is how you will know it is me. You have wondered why your old motivations no longer satisfy you, why applause feels hollow, why achievements feel unfinished. That is because I am changing what drives you. I am moving you from ambition to assignment. Ambition asks, what can I build? Assignment asks, what was I created for? One seeks visibility, the other carries impact. And impact always costs more, but it also lasts longer. Do not be surprised if I ask you to do things that feel smaller before I trust you with what feels bigger. Faithfulness in the unseen is not a delay tactic. It is the doorway. I am watching how you handle what seems insignificant, because significance in my kingdom is measured differently than in the world you see. I elevate those who serve with sincerity when no one is watching. There will be moments ahead when doubt tries to speak louder than truth. It will remind you of your past mistakes. It will replay words spoken over you that were never from me. When that happens, remember this. I do not consult your history to decide your future. I authored your future before your history even existed. You are not behind. You are on time. You are also about to notice a change in how people respond to you. Some will be drawn to you without understanding why. Others will distance themselves without explanation. Do not chase either reaction. Remain grounded. When my hand rests on you, reactions will happen naturally. Your responsibility is not to manage opinions, but to remain obedient. I am refining your patience because what is coming cannot be rushed. Timing will matter. Words will matter. Choices will matter. A single decision made in alignment with me will outweigh years of effort made without me. That is why I am slowing you down internally even as I prepare to accelerate things externally. Trust the process, even when it feels uncomfortable. There is also healing happening in you right now that you did not ask for but deeply need. Old disappointments are losing their grip. Old fears are being exposed, not to shame you but to free you. I am not bringing these things to the surface to reopen wounds, but to finally close them properly. You cannot carry new vision with old pain weighing you down. Pay attention to the moments when your heart burns with purpose again. That is not nostalgia. That is confirmation. I am reminding you of who you were before the world told you to be smaller, quieter, safer. I am restoring holy boldness, not arrogance, but confidence rooted in me. The kind that stands firm without needing permission. What is ahead will require you to trust me in ways you have not before. But you will not walk alone. I will go before you. I will stand beside you. I will steady you when your steps feel unsure. And soon, very soon, you will realize that this calling forward was never about where you were going, but about who you were becoming as you walked with me into what comes next. I am inviting you now into a truth that changes everything if you let it settle in your spirit. This journey forward is not about proving anything to anyone. It is about agreeing with what I have already spoken over you. You have spent too long trying to earn what I freely gave, striving to be worthy of a calling that was placed on you before you ever lifted a finger. Rest your heart in this. I do not call the prepared. I prepare the called. You are entering a season where obedience will matter more than explanation. People will ask you why you are making certain choices, why you are no longer available for things you once tolerated, why your priorities have shifted so suddenly. You will not always have the words to answer them, and that is okay. Your peace will speak louder than your explanations ever could. I need you to understand something sacred now. Forward does not always feel like progress at first. Sometimes it feels like standing still while everything inside you rearranges. That inner shifting you feel is me aligning your spirit with the weight of what you are about to carry. I am expanding your capacity, not just to receive blessings, but to steward responsibility, influence, and impact without losing your soul. There will come a moment soon when the path becomes clear enough to take a step, but not clear enough to feel safe. That is intentional. If you could see it all, you would rely on sight instead of trust. I am asking you to move when my whisper is louder than your logic. That is where miracles begin, not in certainty, but in surrender. I know you still carry a quiet fear that you might fail me. Listen closely. I am not fragile. I am not intimidated by your humanity. I knew every mistake you would make and still chose you. What matters to me is not perfection, but posture. A heart that turns back to me quickly. A spirit that remains teachable. A will that says yes, even when the cost feels high. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are being positioned. There is a difference. Positioning often feels like pressure because things are being adjusted, tightened, aligned. But pressure in my hands never destroys, it forms. Diamonds are not made in comfort, but they are revealed in clarity. Soon, you will notice opportunities presenting themselves in unexpected ways. Not loud, not dramatic. Simple moments that require a brave yes. Pay attention to those. The next chapter will not begin with fireworks. It will begin with obedience in something small that carries eternal weight. Do not dismiss it because it looks ordinary. I often hide extraordinary beginnings in ordinary instructions. I am also asking you to guard your heart carefully in this season. Not everyone deserves access to what I am birthing in you. Share wisely. Protect the quiet work I am doing. Some things grow best before they are announced. You do not owe everyone an explanation for what I have entrusted to you. As you continue forward, you will feel a growing sense of clarity mixed with holy anticipation. That feeling is not anxiety. It is alignment. Heaven is leaning in. Angels are attentive. Paths are opening. What has been delayed is about to move swiftly, and you will need discernment to keep pace without losing intimacy with me. Do not rush past this moment. Do not scroll away in your spirit. What I am unfolding next will confirm why this calling had to come now, why the waiting had to last, and why only you could be trusted with what is coming. Stay close. Stay listening. Because the next revelation will not just encourage you, it will commission you. I am speaking to the future you now, not the version that doubts, but the one that is rising quietly within you. There is a strength awakening that does not look like noise or force. It looks like resolve. A settled decision in your spirit that you will no longer live beneath what I have spoken. This is where many turn back, not because they cannot continue, but because continuing requires letting go of the familiar comfort of hesitation. I am asking you to choose forward even when backward feels easier. You are beginning to sense that this calling is not optional. It is not something you can delay without consequence. That heaviness you feel when you try to ignore it is not pressure from me. It is the weight of purpose knocking from the inside. You were never designed to live a life that only fits your own needs. You were shaped to carry something that blesses others, even when it stretches you. I want you to notice how your prayers are changing. You are asking fewer questions about outcomes and more questions about alignment. That is maturity. That is growth. That is you stepping into partnership with me instead of treating me like a last resort. When your heart shifts this way, heaven responds differently. Doors do not just open, timing accelerates. There will be moments very soon when you feel exposed, as if you are stepping into light you did not ask for. Do not retreat. Exposure is not always vulnerability. Sometimes it is visibility. I am positioning you where what I have placed inside you can no longer remain hidden. This is not about performance. It is about presence. Who you are becoming will speak louder than what you say. You have been worried about whether you will recognize the right moment. Hear me clearly. You will know. There will be a deep calm even as your heart races. Fear and faith will both be present, but faith will lead. I will not confuse you. I am not a God of mixed signals. When the time comes to move, your spirit will lean forward before your mind catches up. I need you to release the idea that you must feel confident to act. Confidence often comes after obedience, not before it. I am building something in you that does not depend on external reassurance. You are learning to stand because I said stand, to move because I said move, to speak because I said speak. This is authority, being formed, not borrowed. Pay attention to what no longer fits in your life. Certain habits feel empty now. Certain conversations feel shallow. Certain environments feel draining. That is not judgment. That is discernment increasing. I am fine-tuning your appetite so you hunger for what sustains you, not what distracts you. Trust that process. You are not becoming distant. You are becoming focused. You will soon face a choice that seems small to everyone else but monumental to you. A choice will mark a turning point, not because of how dramatic it looks, but because of how fully it aligns you with my will. Choose obedience there. Choose courage there. That single yes will unlock a series of events you could not orchestrate if you tried. I am also reminding you that you do not walk this path alone. Even when it feels solitary, you are surrounded by my presence. I am closer than your breath, more invested than you realize. I am not watching from a distance. I am walking with you, adjusting your steps, steadying your heart, whispering when the noise rises. This journey forward is no longer theoretical, is active, is unfolding. And what comes next will require you to trust me not just with your future, but with your identity. Stay here in this moment. Let it sink in. Because the next thing I reveal will show you why you were chosen, why this timing matters, and why turning back is no longer an option. You feel the stirring to move forward, and now I am showing you how that movement takes form. You have prayed, "Use me, Lord," and this is me answering you by inviting you to help carry this fire to souls who are still packing their bags in silence. What you release in this moment becomes oil in my hands, fuel for voices, light for hearts, and open doors for those who are still searching. As it is written, give, and it will be given to you. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over, and I am making that promise personal to you right now. When you sow generously through Super Thanks, YouTube memberships, or the PayPal link in the video description, you step into the flow of my provision and partnership. This is not a donation. It is a prophetic response, a seed placed into living ground that will multiply beyond what you can measure. I bless what you release with favor over your household, peace over your decisions, and increase over your future. Pack your bags fully, give now, and move forward with me. I am turning your attention now to something sacred that has been forming without your awareness. While you thought you were waiting on me, I was waiting on your agreement. Not agreement with circumstances, not agreement with comfort, but agreement with truth. The moment you stop arguing with what I have placed inside you is the moment movement becomes unstoppable. Heaven does not force doors open. It responds to alignment. You have underestimated how powerful your yes really is. Not the loud yes spoken in public, but the quiet yes whispered when no one is watching. That yes has been echoing in the unseen, rearranging assignments, shifting schedules, redirecting resources toward you. You think nothing has changed because the outside still looks the same. But the foundation beneath your feet is already different. I am asking you now to release the need to be understood. This next stretch will confuse people who only knew the older version of you. They will try to label your growth as distance, your boundaries as coldness, your obedience as arrogance. Do not let that pull you backward. I did not call you to be explained. I called you to be faithful. Understanding often comes later, after fruit appears. There is also something I must correct gently. You have been waiting to feel ready enough. Ready enough spiritually. Ready enough emotionally. Ready enough financially. Hear me clearly now. If readiness were the requirement, no one would ever step into purpose. I move when hearts are willing, not when conditions are perfect. Perfection delays. Willingness activates. Very soon, you will feel a holy discomfort rise again, stronger than before. This time it will not be restless confusion. It will be a clear nudge, almost insistent. That is me pressing forward on what we have already discussed together in the quiet. When that moment comes, do not negotiate. Delayed obedience is still disobedience, even when it sounds reasonable. I know part of you is still afraid of disappointment. Afraid that if you fully commit, something might fall apart. Listen to me as a father now. I am not leading you into loss. I am leading you through surrender. What falls away was never meant to carry the weight of where you are going. I remove things not to punish you, but to protect you. You will notice your tolerance shrinking. What you once endured silently will no longer sit right in your spirit. That is not you becoming difficult. That is you becoming honest. I am teaching you to honor the conviction I place inside you instead of overriding it to keep peace with others. True peace is not the absence of conflict. It is alignment with me. There is also a quiet authority settling on you now. You may not feel powerful, but you are becoming grounded. Less reactive. Less shaken by opinions. Less desperate for validation. This is not emotional numbness. This is spiritual stability. You are learning how to stand without performing, how to speak without forcing, how to lead without pushing. Do not rush this stage. What I am forming here will support everything that comes next. If the foundation is steady, the weight of blessing will not crush you. If your identity is rooted in me, success will not intoxicate you, and criticism will not destroy you. This is why I have taken my time with you. Stay alert in the coming days. Watch for the moment when opportunity and conviction meet. That intersection will not come with noise, but it will carry gravity. When it does, step forward without asking for one more sign. You have already been prepared more than you know. Remain here with me. What I am about to unfold next will make the last pieces fall into place and reveal why this calling forward had to deepen before it could accelerate. I am lifting your eyes now, not to what is behind you, and not even to what is immediately ahead, but to what has been waiting beyond your obedience. There are layers of purpose you could not access until you walked this far with me. Some revelations only unlock after surrender proves real. You have crossed a line in the spirit, even if nothing dramatic announced it. And because you crossed it, certain doors can no longer remain closed. You are beginning to realize that this calling forward is changing how you see yourself. You no longer feel like someone trying to become something. You are starting to recognize who you already are. That quiet confidence settling in you is not pride. It is identity aligning with truth. When you know who you are in me, you stop chasing affirmation and start walking with authority. I want to show you something important now. The fear you thought would stop you has lost its grip. It may still speak, but it no longer leads. That is growth you did not notice happening. You thought bravery would feel louder. Instead, it feels steadier. You are no longer waiting for courage to arrive. You are moving even when your voice shakes. That is the kind of faith that changes environments. Ahead of you are moments where people will look to you for direction, even if they never did before. Not because you demanded influence, but because peace follows you now. Wisdom rests on you differently. When I call someone forward, I do not just move them, I mark them. And marks cannot be hidden forever. You will soon realize that some of your old prayers have already been answered, just not in the way you imagined. You asked me to use you, and I reshaped you. You asked me to open doors, and I strengthened your discernment. You asked me for clarity, and I gave you courage first. Everything has been intentional. Nothing has been wasted. I need you to be ready for momentum. When things begin to move, they may move faster than you expected. This is why I have been grounding you. Speed without stability can destroy, but speed with alignment multiplies impact. Stay close to me when acceleration comes. Do not outrun my presence in your excitement. What we build together must last. There will be a temptation to look back soon, to measure how far you have come or who did not come with you. Do not linger there. Looking back too long can pull your heart out of position. Gratitude is good. Nostalgia can be dangerous. What is ahead requires your full attention, your full faith, your full yes. I am also reminding you that you do not have to announce every step. Let fruit speak. Let consistency speak. Let humility speak. When I elevate, I do it in a way that does not need defending. Those who are meant to understand will recognize my hand without explanation. Pay close attention to what stirs joy in you again. Not excitement driven by ego, but joy rooted in purpose. That joy is a compass. It will guide you toward assignments that align with your design. I am not calling you into exhaustion. I am calling you into effectiveness. What drains you will fall away. What energizes you will increase. You are closer now than you realize. Closer to clarity. Closer to confirmation. Closer to the moment when everything you have felt but could not name finally becomes visible. Do not disengage here. Do not let distraction dull your sensitivity. This is a holy threshold, and you are standing on it. Stay present. Stay listening. Stay obedient. Because what I am about to unveil next will not just explain the journey, it will reveal the reason heaven chose you to carry it forward. I am asking you now to slow your breathing and listen beneath the surface of your thoughts. There is a deeper invitation unfolding, one that goes beyond movement and into meaning. Up to now, you have been learning how to walk forward. What I am revealing now is why forward matters so much. You were not only called to arrive somewhere, you were called to carry something that cannot reach the earth without you. There are people you have not met yet whose lives are tied to your obedience. Not because you are extraordinary on your own, but because I place influence where humility lives. You have prayed for impact without fully realizing that impact requires availability. The yes you are learning to give me is not just changing your future. It is shaping answers to prayers you did not pray. You may have thought this calling was about elevation, but it is about assignment. Elevation is a byproduct. Assignment is the focus. I am trusting you with intersections, moments where your words, your presence, your decisions will shift outcomes for others. That is why this process had to be deep. Surface-level faith cannot sustain weighty responsibility. I know there is still a part of you that wonders if you are truly capable of carrying this. That doubt is not a flaw. It is evidence that you understand the gravity of what I am placing in your hands. Arrogance rushes. Reverence pauses. And you have learned to pause with me. That is why I can trust you. I am also calling you into a new level of stewardship. What you receive next will require discipline, discernment, and daily dependence on me. This is not a season of autopilot. It is a season of intentional living. Small choices will matter more than big announcements. Private obedience will outweigh public moments. You are about to experience a shift in how time feels. Days will feel fuller. Moments will feel weighted. This is not pressure. It is purpose activating. When purpose wakes up, life stops feeling random. Even interruptions carry meaning. Even delays serve alignment. Stay sensitive. I will speak through subtlety as much as through clarity. You not be surprised if I ask you to stand when others sit, to speak when silence feels safer, to move when waiting feels wiser. I am sharpening your discernment so you can tell the difference between hesitation and wisdom. One protects fear. The other honors me. You are learning to recognize my timing by peace, not by consensus. I want you to release one more thing now, the belief that you must carry this alone. I have already positioned help along your path. Divine connections will appear at the right moments. Not everyone at once. Not all at the beginning. But exactly when needed. Trust my orchestration. I connect lives with precision. As you continue forward, you will notice an increased resistance from distractions. Things competing for your attention, pulling at your focus, trying to dull your clarity. This is not coincidence. Distraction often intensifies when purpose is close. Guard your focus. What you feed will grow. What you ignore will weaken. I am proud of how you have listened this far. Many hear my voice but do not stay long enough to be transformed by it. You stayed. You leaned in. That matters. This is not just inspiration passing through you. This is direction taking root. Hold this moment close. Let it anchor you. Because what comes next will require decisiveness. The season of contemplation is closing. The season of embodiment is beginning. You will not just believe differently. You will live differently. Remain still for a moment longer. Do not rush away from this encounter. The next unveiling will not feel like information. It will feel like commissioning. And when it arrives, you will understand why heaven has been calling you forward all along. I am placing something firm inside you now, something that will not waver when emotions rise or circumstances shift. This is the moment where calling becomes commitment. Until now, you have been listening, discerning, preparing. From here on, you begin embodying. What I am asking of you will no longer live only in your thoughts or prayers. It will take shape through your choices, your posture, your consistency. You are stepping into a season where hesitation will feel heavier than action. That is how you will know you are ready. When waiting becomes more uncomfortable than moving, alignment has arrived. I am not rushing you, but I am activating you. There is a difference. One is driven by fear. The other is fueled by purpose. You may notice that excuses no longer satisfy you the way they once did. What used to feel reasonable now feels hollow. That is because truth has taken root. When truth settles in the heart, compromise loses its appeal. You are no longer negotiating with the calling. You are agreeing with it. I want you to understand something clearly now. This forward movement will not always feel spiritual. Some days it will feel practical, ordinary, routine. But do not mistake ordinariness for insignificance. I do some of my greatest work through daily faithfulness, through showing up, through choosing integrity when shortcuts are available, through consistency when motivation fades. You will be tempted to wait for a dramatic confirmation before fully stepping in. Hear me gently. You have already received enough. The next confirmation will come after obedience, not before it. I do not withhold clarity to frustrate you. I release it progressively to grow you. Each step unlocks the next piece of light. There is also a refining happening in how you speak. Words will carry more weight now. What you say will linger longer in the hearts of others. That is why I am teaching you restraint as well as boldness. Not every truth needs to be spoken immediately. Wisdom knows when, not just what. You are learning that power and gentleness can exist together. I know you are wondering how long this season will last. Let go of that question. Purpose is not a season you pass through. It is a direction you commit to. Some chapters will be quieter. Some will be demanding. Some will be joyful. But when you walk with me, every chapter contributes to the whole. You are also being invited into deeper trust with me, not just trust for outcomes, but trust in my character. Trust that I see what you do not see. Trust that I close doors with intention. Trust that delays are not denials. Trust that I am more invested in your becoming than your comfort. Very soon, you will be faced with a moment that feels final, not because everything ends, but because something solidifies. A decision that locks alignment into place. When that moment comes, do not look for applause. Look for peace. My peace will settle on you like a seal, confirming that you are walking in step with me. Do not underestimate the authority that comes from quiet obedience. Heaven recognizes it even when people do not. Angels respond to it. Paths shift because of it. You are part of something larger than you realize, something that stretches beyond your lifetime, something that carries eternal echoes. I am steadying you now because what follows will require you to stand firm without constant reassurance. You will not always feel me the same way, but I will never leave you. Faith is not sustained by feeling. It is sustained by knowing. Stay anchored. Stay aligned. Stay courageous in small decisions. The forward call is no longer an invitation you are considering. It is a path you are now walking. And as you take the next steps, what I reveal next will not only affirm your obedience, it will reveal the impact your yes has already begun to create, even before you see it with your own eyes. I am sealing this journey now, not with an ending, but with ascending. What you have heard was not meant to stay in your ears. It was meant to settle in your spirit and move through your life. You are no longer standing at the edge wondering if you should go forward. You are already in motion. Even your willingness to listen until now proves that your heart has shifted. I want you to recognize how different you feel from when this began. Not louder, not rushed, but clearer, more grounded. That is my peace resting on you. This peace is not the absence of uncertainty. It is confidence in my presence within it. Wherever you go next, this peace will go with you, steadying your steps and guarding your heart. You are stepping into days where your life will quietly testify that obedience was worth it. You will notice strength where there used to be fear, discernment where there used to be confusion, courage where there used to be delay. Do not be surprised when others ask what changed. You will know the answer even if you do not explain it. You listen. You trusted. You move. I am reminding you now that forward does not mean perfect. You will still grow. You will still learn. You will still need me daily. And that is exactly how it is meant to be. Dependence on me is not weakness. It is relationship. I do not want you independent from me. I want you walking with me hand in hand, step by step. As you go, remember this. You are not carrying this calling alone. I am carrying you within it. When you feel tired, I will renew you. When you feel unsure, I will guide you. When you feel stretched, I will strengthen you. You do not need to fear the weight of what I have entrusted to you. I would not place it on you if I had not already equipped you to carry it. There will be moments ahead when you are tempted to doubt again. When that happens, return to this truth. I am faithful. I finish what I begin. I do not lead my children forward and abandon them halfway. The same voice that called you will sustain you. The same hand that guided you will protect you. Let your life now become an answer to fear, an answer to doubt, an answer to those who think obedience limits you. You will show them, not with arguments, but with fruit, with peace, with integrity, with impact that lasts beyond a pause. Take each day as it comes. Stay close to me. Keep your heart soft. Keep your spirit attentive. When you stumble, return quickly. When you succeed, remain humble. When you are praised, remember me. When you are tested, trust me. I am with you in all of it. You were never called forward by accident. This was intentional. I'm ordained. And now, as you step fully into what I have prepared, I place my blessing over your obedience, your courage, your yes. Walk forward in confidence. Walk forward in peace. Walk forward knowing that heaven walks with you. Amen. You are no longer being called. You are being sent, and every sending carries provision. You asked me to let your life answer fear and doubt, and I am opening a way for your obedience to speak through generosity. What you place in my hands today becomes a river that reaches homes, hearts, and souls you may never meet, yet heaven records everyone. Remember my living word to you. Whoever sows abundantly will reap abundantly, and I am watching what you sow in faith right now. When you give through Super Thanks, YouTube memberships, or the PayPal link in the video description, you are aligning your resources with my voice and extending this message far beyond this moment. I receive your gift as worship, and I release peace, favor, and divine attention back over your life and family. This moment is marked. Do not pass it by. Give boldly now, and walk forward knowing heaven multiplies what you place in my hands. My beloved child, before you go, I want you to do something meaningful with this moment. If this message stirred your spirit, if it felt like heaven calling you forward, use the hype button on this video. Hype it as a declaration that you are packing your bags spiritually, leaving behind what no longer fits, and stepping into what I am calling you toward. When you hype this message, you are not just supporting a video. You are agreeing publicly with the call to move forward, and you are helping this word reach another soul who is standing at the same threshold you just crossed. Let your hype be a signal that you are not staying where you were. Now, I want you to respond with your voice. Do not let this encounter end in silence. Go to the comments and declare what you are packing and what you are leaving behind. Write it boldly. Write it honestly. Whether it is fear, delay, old habits, or comfort, name it. Then declare what you are moving toward. Purpose, obedience, faith, forward motion. Your comment is not just interaction. It is a prophetic marker that says, I heard the call, and I am responding. And finally, hear me gently and clearly. If this message spoke to you, if you want to keep hearing my voice speak life, direction, and truth into your days, then subscribe to this channel. This is not just a channel. It is a place where I meet you, guide you, and strengthen you for the journey ahead. Every message is another step forward, another reminder that you are not walking alone. Stay connected. Stay listening. Stay aligned with what I am doing in your life. Amen.